Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle. This is Brampton Gardener, and today's episode we are going to be working here in my produce aisle. So I'm actually, for the first time, every year I always say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to have to fill the bags up all the way. Once I get the tomatoes and they start growing, I'm going to top them up with more compost or whatever, and I never ever do. But I'm actually going to do it this time. I have 2 bags of cow manure. I'm going to just come in and kind of spread evenly amongst the tomato plants, just to give them a little bit of a boost this time of year, and we'll show you what's going on in there. And then we're going to talk about this thing. So I thought it was a kohlrabi. It's been in here since God knows when, and it's not kohlrabi-ing, so I don't know at this point. Maybe it was a collard, and I don't know, but it's coming out because it's not doing much. It's starting to kind of, I think it's going to start bolting soon. So I'm going to harvest as much of the leaves as I can. I'm probably going to harvest some of the rest off the other collards and kale, do a big green harvest, and maybe I'll cook those up with some beans and ham for lunch this afternoon with some cornbread maybe. We'll see how that goes. And then I don't know if I'll have time to do some of the edging, but we're just going to kind of go in and see what we can get done today because it's nice and cool today. It's supposed to be like a high of 75 and sunny. It's absolutely perfect day to be out here in the garden. So let's get. So the tomato plants are doing pretty good along here. They could be doing better. We've had a really hot summer, and I am not complaining. It's been fantastic. So the plants are loving it, but I would like to see, they just don't get enough sun. I think that's part of the problem. So I'm actually probably going to give them a little bit of liquid fertilizer and then come in with the compost. We have beans coming along that are just starting to sprout, so that's exciting. It's starting to bloom. So pretty. This is the thing I cannot understand. So this cilantro I planted back in what, April, May? And this is the first time it's just now starting to bolt. Like, and it's been like, we've been like in the 90s. Like, I don't understand. Every other summer it bolts so soon. So I'm actually letting this one bolt, and I'm going to save the seeds off of this one because that is very heat tolerant. Okay, so we got a lot of kale. We got a lot of greens. We're going to come in here and grab this. We got beans coming up in the back. We have a random tomato plant in there as well. So I'm not going to be pulling these out. I'm going to just kind of chop them down and let them come up again. This thing's coming out though. There's 2 of them here. They've just been dying back. They're not, I don't know what this was. It looks like it might have been a mislabel. I don't know. So we're gonna see if there's anything on there we can harvest, because even if it is kohlrabi, you can still eat the leaves like they are collards, and there's some decent ones on there. So we'll harvest that. We'll get those out, and then maybe we'll start some beans in there, or maybe some lettuces, kind of start some fall crops. You see these? Look at, I got some shishitos coming. Yay. Okay, so we're just going to try and get a little fresh manure on top of. Actually, you know what? I might take a cutting off of this and then try rooting it in the garden, because it's kind of coming in here, and I have a plan for along here. So we're going to take this off. Actually, I'm going to do 2 cuttings off of it, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to stick them in the soil over here for now, behind me, just so they don't dry out. And then let's see what we can do with that. Okay, so now that we're past this section here, I still can't dump. I still can't just dump it in because of the beans. I don't know why I had this great idea to grow climbing beans up with my tomatoes, but and I don't know why only the ones in that pot and why there's so many in that pot. I wonder if I could transplant these. Let's see if these are going to come out. Let's just stick them in here. There we go. Oh, of course, that's the one that's over there. Well, let's hope that that didn't throw anything off. Oh, we got a nice little spider web. And my super slow bolting cilantro, which has been nice. All right, so we are back. I've been busy all over the garden this morning doing a bunch of stuff. You can see how nice and black this soil looks in here now with that compost, and apparently we have attracted all of the flies. What do they say about flies to you know what? Yeah, so all the flies are in here, which is fun because I've decided now. I've had these bricks stacked here. They were along here. I had the bed here, and then I pulled them and I set them here when I put this in, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but you know what, I'm going to just line them up nicely along here, and that is going to help protect my grow bags from the whippersnapper. And I mean, we've gotten used to them here. At first it felt like it was going to just be too tight, but we've gotten used to them being here, so I'm just going to put them in and make them nice and neat, and let's get going on that. What do you think? What do you think? You like garden days? Yeah? You like when we're both out here gardening, cleaning? Yeah? Wow. Okay, that looks so much better. And honestly, the timing couldn't have been better. My husband got the whippersnapper out and was going along. So I know there's a few more kind of random. And I know I used 2 of them for the flamingos to keep them from flopping over, but if I find a few more, but even without them, I think it looks really good. Although I would love 1, 2, maybe 3. Oh my God, there's so many flies. Where do they all come from? This is creeping me out. Oh! Okay, so apparently the flies love the manure. So hopefully after a day or 2. Look, there's some more cucumbers. So we're going to be cucumber rich soon. So hopefully they like their little dose of fertilizer and their manure. And then I'm going to stop and think about what we're going to kind of add to this bed. But this kale, I'm going to leave the kale because it overwinters for me just fine. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave that. But I have room here. My little compost pile. I have room here. I can come in. Oh, my first bean. My first beans of the season. Look at that. Oh, they're so tiny. But they're so cute. Okay. And that's from last season. So, you know what? Let's just plant those. Put them right in there. Yeah. How about that? Okay. So it was on the fence, so they're obviously climbers. So we're just gonna pop them back here along there. Okie dokie. Well, that worked out. So I will be going through my seeds and seeing what I'm going to end up planting in here. So I will keep you posted. That'll probably come in another video. Oh, let's finish this one off with a little harvest. So when I was putting the manure in the other planters, I realized that these onions were just all, they were all flopped over, ready to harvest. So this is my super exciting, huge, enormous, gigantic onion harvest of 2025. These are supposed to be Walla Walla. Yeah. So anyways, yay. They're gonna taste delicious, but yeah. One of these days I'm gonna actually have a decent onion harvest. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.